Podcasts don't need insurance, but tradies do. IMAR Insurance, the tradies mate, has been insuring Australian tradies for over 35 years. With competitive premiums, instant cover and no paperwork. That's the IMAR Insurance difference. Call an expert now on 13IMAR.
They're the tradies mate. That's IMAR.
Lawn bowling is more than just a game. There's no talking on the green.
Genuine 1972 prices.
And nothing this soft. Just stick it right up and right up.
Welcome to Without Bias.
Local legends wanted. The Bowls Green is just up the road. Search bowls clubs near me. Stay engaged with the sport via The Bowl Show. Sundays on 7-2 from 2:30pm.
Welcome to Without Bias at our new time slot on a Sunday morning. I hope you've had a great weekend. Sam Hargreaves joined as always by everybody's favourite jackaroo, Barrie Lester, and we do it all thanks to the Bowl Show. Sundays on 7-2 from 2:30pm, and for Apia, we're all about possibilities. I've got a fantastic show lined up. One of the rising stars, young guns of lawn bowls, Kyra Burke, is just about to say hello to us. But Baz, hello to you first and foremost. Another big week with plenty to get through on the show today.
Yeah, it's a very exciting time of year, mate. Christmas coming up, and then cannot wait for that huge bowls calendar to come around.
Yeah, well, we're edging closer and closer to the BPL returning, the Bowls Premier League, and during the week, all the teams look to have been locked in, and we're going to speak to Kyra Burke in just a moment, but she's going to be joining the Brisbane Pirates, who have got a little something old, a little something new. Jeremy Henry set to go again for the Brisbane Pirates, Aaron Hewson and Kyra Burke. It's got a really good look about it, and of course, you'll be in action as well.
Yeah, representing Melbourne Pulse. Yeah, looking forward to always representing Dandenong Club. So it's a great event, and for it to be the first big event of the calendar, it's a great way to showcase the sport and have everyone rejoice around the game again, and see some of the big stars and the new stars such as Kyra. So, mate, super excited and always love playing at Moama.
Well, let's say hello to Kyra Burke, recently crowned the National Under-18 Female Bowler of the Year, back-to-back, if you don't mind. Had a fantastic 2019 where she left off 2018 as well. Australian Under-18 Championship, Junior Gold Nugget title as well, the Australian School Super Series Singles crown. I don't have enough time to go through everything that she's achieved in her short but very successful bowls career, and she's been good enough to jump on with us. Hello, Kyra.
Hi, how are you?
We're very well. The big announcement this week, you'll be making your debut in the BPL for BPL 12 with the Brisbane Pirates, and it's a good team you've got assembled. It's very exciting.
Yes, it is. I'm super keen to get out there and play with them. It's going to be an amazing event and something that I've never played in, and there's so many amazing teams that have entered, so I'm really looking forward to it.
And Kyra, Jeremy Henry is like one of my favourite players of all time. I got to play with him a lot, and he's a very lovable, likeable Irishman. How well do you know Jeremy? And I'm sure you're really excited to play along a man such as him and his stature in the sport.
Yeah, I've met Jeremy once or twice. I've never played with him or got to know him that well, so I'm really looking forward to playing alongside him, learning off him. I think it will be an amazing experience, and I can't wait to take it on.
Now, the announcement that you were selected to play for the Pirates, and of course the BPL is Feb 23rd to 26 next year at Moama Bowling Club in New South Wales. What was your reaction to being selected? How exciting is it going to be up on that big stage in the sort of rock and roll format of lawn bowls?
Yeah, I was shocked. I was like, have you got the right person? Like, is it meant to be me? Or, but no, I can't wait. Like, I'm so excited, and I'm just really looking forward to it and getting to meet all the other players that I haven't met before that, I've idolised since I was little.
And Kyra, I know that, already you've achieved so much at such a young age in bowls. Is this something that for you would be the biggest stage that you would have played at, especially with all the TV involved?
Yeah, 100%. Definitely the biggest event. I'm sure there'll definitely be some nerves along the way, but looking forward to it.
Who are you looking forward to coming up against?
That's a hard question. I'm looking forward to coming up against Matt Flapper. only because I've played with him, and he's a fun guy to play against, and yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
I'm actually looking forward to it too, Kyra, knowing the fact that, Maddie's done a fair bit of work with you over the years and you have that great relationship. I'm sure there'll be a bit of banter out there on the TV rink. Have you actually played in a proper TV environment like this before?
No, probably not as, there's going to be like a lot of cameras and stuff, so probably not to that extent, obviously. But, just got to focus on the game and it should be all right.
So what are the expectations for the Pirates for BPL 12?
Expectations?
Yeah.
Obviously, you're going to give it our best shot, and then just see what happens, have some fun, some laughs.
And Kyra, we I don't want to give too much away, the Melbourne Pulse, we've been having some sort of Zoom meetings because of COVID, not being able to catch up. We're all in different states and just trying to stay fairly tight-knit as a team. Have you had much communication with the other players or coaches just yet? I know it's only been recent news. Have you sort of had a little early induction just yet?
Not too much. Been in contact with them just a little bit, but I'm sure be in more contact soon, as it has only just been released. But yeah, I'm looking forward to getting to know the other players better than what I do now.
Kyra, BPL 13-14, April and November. So after this, it's going to be a big year for BPL. This year going to be at Club Pine Rivers in Brizzy. What's the excitement levels like, and how do you feel about getting to play in front of a home crowd, especially in a format like this, which is really a great spectacle for crowds and fans to come and get involved? It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I reckon it would be amazing. There'll be big crowds, I'd say, and playing with Pine Rivers and at a home club, the home club should be there cheering us on, I'd hope. But no, it should be heaps good.
And Kyra, I think one of the best things about the BPL is definitely the crowd. Over the years, there's been some really, really cool chants, like Teasy, show us your clock. He wears a big watch on his hand. Alex Marshall's had a chant over the years and a sing-along. Is there something like a nickname or a certain song or something people should be getting ready to prepare for Kyra Burke when she hits the big stage come BPL?
That's a great question.
Oh, there might be one nickname.
Okay.
It's called, Matt came up with it, and it's got a bit of an embarrassing story behind it, but it's Ducky. And
Ducky?
You'll have to wait. Yeah, you'll have to wait to hear the story behind that one.
Was it Docky or Stocky? I didn't quite hear you.
Ducky.
Spell it for me. Because you're in the car, I'm just having a little trouble hearing it. Just spell it out for us.
D-U-C-K-Y.
Ducky. There we go. All right.
Yeah.
Well, no. Will that
Write that down, Sammy.
No, I'm right. Will that be revealed on camera at some point in an interview with the broadcaster? Is that when you're revealing the origins of that nickname?
Yeah, it might be. Pretty embarrassing. Might get a bit red in the face.
What about entrance music? Have you got yourself sorted with a song to just stride out on to the sounds of?
No, I haven't.
Oh, what would you, off the top of your head, what do you think you'd like to roll with if they said, righto, you've got one song that's going to sum you up, you're going to walk out to that, give us your favourite jam.
Oh, my favourite jam.
Just to pump you up. What would be the song to pump you up, to get you in the right headspace?
I like Pursuit of Happiness by, I can't remember who's it by.
How's that go?
I don't want to sing it.
We're going to have to put that request in already, Sammy.
Yeah,
I know. Get that sorted. Because when I'm commentating, if I'm commentating any games that Kyra's involved now, everything's going to be Ducky this, Ducky that.
I like it.
Oh, no.
Hey, Kyra, this format, for you being a young person in the sport, and obviously the whole, the secret to longevity of any sport is to attract young people as often as you can. Is this for you the format that is exactly right for that? I mean, when you've got some friends who might say, geez, lawn bowls, isn't that just for older people? Do you say, come and have a look at BPL, come and get amongst this fun?
Yeah, 100%. I reckon BPL is definitely something that could attract heaps more young people into it. It's nice and quick and fast, and it's fun, and it's not like your traditional long fours game of 25 ends. I definitely think it could bring heaps more young people into the sport for sure.
And Kyra, you represent Tweed Heads Bowls Club, day to day with your bowls, and I know you'll be representing Brisbane now, but I know what Turles is like. Wayne Turley down there, he'll be getting a busload together to come up and support. Now, have you spoken to Turles and maybe got a few tips or spoken to any other members just yet about coming up to watch and support?
No, I haven't as of yet, but there's always a busload that love to come and watch the BPL. Our club, like the members there, they love supporting everyone and anyone that is playing in such big events at any time of the year. So it's just awesome to see the support that the Tweed Heads members do have for everyone.
Hey guys, before we take our first break, I want to ask both of you this question. When you look at the other sides that are going to be competing in the BPL, and when we come back, we'll speak to Kyra about her recent honour and an accolade that she achieved for the second year in a row, and we'll go through a few other things. But there's a lot of changes going into this year. Murray Steamers, the defending champions, they've sort of made a couple of changes as well. They've got New Zealand Blackjack Caitlin Inch coming in to take over from Joe Edwards. The Tweedhead Ospreys, of course, have got Corey Wedlock playing for them, taking the place of Kurt Brown. You guys have got a few new players there, Baz, as well. So there's changes and player movement all around the place. When you look at the lineups, who do you think's got the strongest contingent?
Oh, well, yeah, I guess it's always thrown up a spanner, this event, Sam, because you can be finished last one BPL series, come back and win at the next one, and we've seen teams do that. So, but, to try and pinpoint it, I'd probably go for a team that hasn't won it. Melbourne Royals were pretty close the last one, and they've been in it since the inception of the event. So you always want to see a team do well that hasn't won it yet and share it around. But in saying that, Melbourne Pulse haven't won it yet either yet, mate. So I'll be batting for ourselves, of course. But great to see Jeremy Henry back in the event, I must admit.
What about you, Kyra? Who do you reckon's got the strongest lineup, the one to beat?
It's a very hard question. Like, there are so many good players that are in the team. But for me, like, obviously, Sydney Lions, they look pretty strong. You've got Karen Murphy in there. But, you never know. Pine Rivers got Jeremy Henry in there. You just never know.
And just having a look too, I see that Cody Packer, who I think was just when the rankings came out earlier today, is the number one ranked player at the moment. So he's with the Perth Suns as well. There's just talent everywhere you look. So it's going to be very, very exciting. I think it's what you want going into any BPL is that any team is good enough to win it on their day, and that's what we look like we've got here. Hey guys, stay right there. We'll get our first break away, and we will come back on the other side. This is Without Bias on SEN, joined by Barrie Lester, of course, and Kyra Burke, and we do it all for the Bowls Show. Stay engaged with the sport via the Bowls Show, Sundays on 7-2 from 2:30pm, and for APIA, dedicated specialists ready to help. Call 1350 50. That's 1350 50. APIA, get set, go. We'll be back with more Without Bias straight after this.
From the wide outdoors to the great indoors, this is Without Bias.
Local legends wanted. Search bowls clubs near me. The Bowl Show, Sundays on 7-2 from 2:30pm.
Welcome back to Without Bias. Great to be with you on a Sunday morning. Sam Hargreaves, Barrie Lester, everybody's favourite Jackaroo. We do it all for the Bowls Show, of course. Sundays on 7-2 from 2:30pm. And for APIA, we're all about possibilities. Joined this week by the young lady who was crowned for the second time the Under-18 Female Bowler of the Year at the Bowls Australia Awards this year. Kyra Burke has been good enough to stick around with us, and that, of course, is our legendary moment. You can't go past that one, Baz, I don't think. Local legends wanted. The Bowls Green is just up the road. Search Bowls clubs just near me. Kyra, thanks for sticking with us. On your way to work at the moment, so we won't keep you for too long, but that's an incredible achievement. Back-to-back Under-18 bowlers, Bowler of the Year accolades. What an honour. 2 years in a row. You must have just been blown away. How did that feel when you heard your name read out again?
Oh, it was an awesome feeling. Like, I never thought in a million years that I'd win it once, let alone twice. And back to back, it's such an honour. Like, I was just blown away, and I can't believe it, to be honest. Like, still just, hasn't set in yet.
And Kyra, you mentioned earlier about, sort of people that you looked up to or sort of heroes of yours and that you'd seen on TV. But how does it feel to actually, be among other winners like Chloe Stewart and Christina Christic, who actually, have made their way up through to the Jackaroos level after winning, that under-18 title?
Yeah, it feels amazing. Like, to be able to know them and especially playing with Chloe at Tweed Heads, learning off her and getting to know her experiences, and it's truly been amazing. And I've learned so much since coming up here and playing alongside so many great players that do live up on the coast. And it's been an amazing experience.
So what's next for next year? Don't worry about the under-18, just the female bowler of the year will do.
Yeah, it's a dream, that's for sure. Definitely one of my goals.
So when you talk about setting goals for yourself, are you a year-to-year person, Kyra? Is that how you operate, or you just know that you've got you don't really set a ceiling for yourself, but you've got things that you'd like to achieve, but there's no real time frame for them? How do you set those goals for yourself?
I like to do sort of year by year. Sometimes some of them are obviously much longer than that. But yeah, year by year is usually my go-to thing. I think it's more realistic and, just make sure you don't put them too high for yourself and not too low, but obviously you want to challenge yourself, of course.
And what about at the moment, Kyra? I know, you've had a fair bit of success this year, with the challenging times of the pandemic, but what's your current schedule looking like immediately now? I know Premier League's not far around the corner up here on the Gold Coast. Would that be probably your main focus at the moment?
Yeah, 100%. That's definitely the next big thing and my main focus during training at the moment, along with BPL not long after that. So, yeah.
How's the year gone for you in terms from a COVID point of view? I mean, obviously it's an incredibly unique year. How have you managed to stay active and even to try and stay on the greens or just to stay engaged in the sport?
Yeah, it definitely was a challenging year. When it was tight lockdown and whatnot, I'd just go for walks, do workouts at home. For bowls, I'd put some pillows up in my room and just practice my delivery, putting some bowls into the pillows.
That's great.
Yeah, so that's sort of just how I tried to stay in there. But, also having a break isn't a bad thing. Helps you mentally, I think. So, yeah.
It's funny you say that, Kyra. I was getting laughed at home when I was doing the exact same thing, put some pillows up against the wall, and I'm lucky I got a bit of space in my lounge room. We could have had a lounge room bowls competition, you and I. We could have had a couple of games of singles in the lounge room.
Yeah, we could have. That would have been fun.
Is this the equivalent of what kids used to do with at cricket with putting the ball in the stocking on the clothesline, or Don Bradman with the golf club up against the water tank? Is this the lawn bowls equivalent? Is it putting pillows up in the bedroom and just practicing your release?
Oh, no doubt.
Yeah,
and if you miss the pillow, and Kyra knows all about this, you miss the pillow, you with a 1.5 kilo weighted object, you can do some damage. So you got to make sure the pillows are quite thick, Sam. And I know my old mentor John Snell, he actually made a ramp to put in his garage and would bowl hundreds and thousands of bowls week in, week out in the winter to prepare for all the big competitions he'd play in when he went up to Gold Coast or Queensland. When there wasn't much bowls happening in Victoria. So there are methods out there to try and keep your hand in, and it's more so your body as well, keeping your body active as well, as Kyra would say.
Kyra, you managed to have some good success, though, throughout the pandemic, junior state triples, junior state singles, so there was some success to be had. So it must be a good feeling to know that when you are able to get out there that you're still in good touch.
Yeah, 100%. Like, it's really good feeling that, I've tried to do everything that I can, obviously, during the really hard time of COVID. And I think everyone did struggle, and especially when you first get back out on the green, you're like, oh, what is that? But, no, I'm looking forward to everything getting back to normal, more competitions. I think it'll be really good this year, well, next year, actually.
I just wanted to touch on just something earlier you said there, Kyra, about learning from people, like we mentioned playing with Jeremy Henry. Is there anything specifically for you? I know it just happens naturally when you're playing alongside and around these kind of players. Is there anything specific you're really keen to learn more about? Maybe, dealing with the distractions of TV, or maybe playing on particular surfaces or anything like that. Is there something part of maybe your game that you're really keen to learn off others in playing such a high level like the BPL?
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to learning like the just different perspectives on shots and like drives and looking at the different angles and things like that. Like I've always, like playing with Charles in the Premier League last year, and he'd be talking to the third about all these different angles and how he can get the shot and whatnot. And I just think it's so fascinating to learn off those kinds of people. To gain some knowledge on your drives and whatnot like that.
This is probably a question for both of you, but what is the jump like from I suppose, the under-18, and Kyra, you're in the emerging Jackaroos, and you competed against New Zealand for the emerging Jackaroos last year, but what is the jump like from going from that sort of age group into the open age competitions?
Yeah, you're right, Kyra. You can answer that one.
Personally, I think it is a big jump, but you sort of you just got to take it and learn from it, and it is a big learning curve, but you enjoy it as like now that I'm 18, I'm out of it.
Yeah.
I get to learn so much more.
So what is it? What is it in particular? If you could pinpoint the biggest change, like, because really at the end of the day, it is still you, the ball, the green, and the kitty. But what to you was the biggest change? Do you think?
Good question. Probably.
Thank you.
Probably just the playing standard and the different tactical levels from under 18s to opens, and like how other people think about the situations, and the encouragement and all that kind of thing changes massively.
Yeah, that's fascinating. The tactics side of it. I thought from a layman's point of view that it would be the tactical side of thing that might be the biggest step up, and it sounds like that. Was that the same for you, Baz, when you made the transition? Is that what you found? Wow, the thought processes and the intricacies were so much more prevalent.
Yeah, 100%, and especially accepting the environment you're in as well. So Kyra's coming out of under 18s. Accepting and saying, no, I now belong in, emerging Jackaroos. I belong in senior state sides.
Yep.
I've got the success. And when you put the shirt on and you're in the position, absolutely 100% believe that you're meant to be there and embrace it. And then it's probably the ability to sustain your consistency at that level. So, it's quite often those few loose bowls that you might have got away with in the under 18s or at club level, but once you get to international levels, they will come back to haunt you, and it's everything's really specific. Shot selection, like Kyra was talking about, and you're playing against some of the best players in the world. If you don't cover the back, and you're a couple down, they'll make you pay really quickly, and so that's those specifics that come with that level, and Kyra's ready for it, and what better people to surround herself by in the BPL to be able to learn really quickly and fast track to her development.
Well, we wish you all the best, Kyra. It's been absolutely fantastic catching up and having a chat to you. Congratulations again on the Under-18 Female Bowler of the Year, 2 years running, and it's an extraordinary achievement, and we can't wait to see you in action for the Brisbane Pirates with the BPL. It'll be here pretty darn quickly, we know. It's not that far away in February, and we can't wait to see you in action there. Thanks so much for being with us on Without Bias.
Thank you for having me.
There we go. Kyra Burke will be with the Brisbane Pirates, the BPL, February 23rd to the 26th, Moama Bowling Club, and then, of course, back again in April and then November as well. Baz, always a pleasure to be catching up with you, and we probably should just touch on ever so quickly that the rankings came out today, the national player rankings for November, and it'd be great to get your view on these because there's probably a reason why we're seeing such a strong Queensland representation. But just quickly, the overall playing rankings for the men, Cody Packer from WA on 204 points, Kane Nelson from Queensland 178, Jack Rinn also Queensland 168, one ahead of Nick Cale from Queensland 167, and fifth was Jacob Nelson 164. For the women, Chloe Stewart from Queensland 174, Cassandra Millerick from Queensland 130, Laura Mertz from WA 116, Caitlin Inch from New Zealand, 115, and Hayley Packer in Queensland on 100 points. So there's a very strong Queensland bias, and I think you could probably explain the reason why.
Yeah, there's been a lot more activity in those states versus New South Wales, I guess, and Tasmania, for instance, with most of their greens closed throughout the winter, and Victoria. So they'll play catch-up soon, no doubt. They'll get into all their state titles and major events and tournaments around their respective states. But well done to those guys. They deserve to be where they are. And the players that aren't maybe featuring at the moment, they'll be breathing down their neck in no time.
Baz, we'll catch up with you again next week, my friend. Enjoy the week, and we will see you on Without Bias next week.
Been a pleasure. Great job. Thanks, Sam.
This has been Without Bias for another week. Thank you so much for your company as well. Big thanks to Kyra Burke, our local legend. Local Legends Wanted. The Bowls Green is just up the road. Search bowls clubs near me. We do it all for the Bowls Show. Don't forget Sundays on 7-2 from 2:30pm. And from our very good friends at APIA, we're all about possibilities. We'll see you again next week. In the meantime, make sure you get to your local bowls club. Find out where it is, bowls.com.au, to get on a local green near you. Happy rolling.